In a quiet temple near the banks of the Ganges, a young monk sat with furrowed brows, frustration heavy in his voice. "Master," he said, "I'm tired of this world. I'm tired of people." The old master looked up from his prayer beads and asked gently, "What troubles your heart?" The disciple sighed. "People are selfish, dishonest, greedy. The market is filled with shouting and deceit. Just yesterday, I tried to help an old man carry his basket, and he snapped at me. This world is so dirty." The master listened without interrupting. Then he stood and said, "Come with me." They walked to the back of the temple, where a large old window looked out onto a beautiful garden. Birds were singing, sunlight streamed through the trees, but the glass was so covered in dust that the view outside was dim, almost invisible. "Clean this window," the master said. The disciple nodded and wiped it carefully with a cloth. But after a few minutes, he stepped back and frowned. "It's no use. The window is too dirty. I can't see clearly." The master shook his head and smiled. "It's not the window." He reached into his robe and pulled out a small hand mirror. "Here," he said. "Take this." The disciple looked into the mirror, and saw nothing but a blurry reflection. It too was covered in a thin layer of dust. He wiped it clean. Suddenly, the image cleared. He could see himself, the sky, even the birds flying behind him. The master spoke softly. "You thought the world was covered in dirt. But sometimes, it is not the world that's unclear, it's the mirror of your own mind." The words landed like thunder in the disciple's chest. So much of what we think we see out there, the cruelty, the chaos, the bitterness, is actually a projection of what we carry within. In psychology, there's a concept called projection. It describes how we unconsciously project our inner emotions, wounds, and judgments onto the world around us. If you feel everyone around you is fake, perhaps you're aching for authenticity. If you don't trust anyone, it could be because you've been hurt before. If you think the world is hopeless, maybe your own hope has grown dim. Just like the mirror, our minds collect dust. Not all at once, but gradually, through disappointments, fears, assumptions, and past pain we haven't processed. And when the dust is thick, we begin to believe the world itself is broken. But the ancient wisdom of Indian spiritual tradition says, it's not the world that must be purified. It's your perception of it. This doesn't mean we ignore real problems. It means we start from a place of clarity. The master looked at his disciple and said, "The world is like a mirror. It reflects back what you hold in your heart. If your vision is clouded, all you see is darkness. If your heart is clear, the same world glows with light." The disciple lowered his gaze, still holding the mirror. He didn't speak. He just nodded, and understood. From that day on, before his daily meditation, the disciple would sit with that mirror. Not to see himself, but to remind himself. Before I judge the world, let me clean the dust from my own mind.